I've been in the video game industry for a really long time, and I've also been a gamer forever, and I love playing games on the television and found myself using the tablet and the phone more often than the television because the more innovative and creative games were on those devices. But at the end of the day, there is nothing better than the big picture and the big sound of a television and a precise, accurate controller. And the television was really where a lot of sort of Me Too games and sequels were coming, and all the innovative content was going to the mobile devices, and I wanted to find a way to bring the innovative content back to the television. That coupled with seeing a device that was built on top of Android but that wasn't a mobile phone sort of gave me the big light bulb that said, this Android operating system can be used for more than what it was originally developed for. And that's how Ouya came to be, which is this video game console for the television that's built on top of Android. Ouya is a new video game console for the television. It is inexpensive in that it's $99 where all of the games are free to try for the consumer, and for the developer it's open. It's built on top of Android because it's an open development platform. There are hundreds to thousands of developers already leveraging Android as a development platform for mobile devices, and there's tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of content out there that leverage Android.
So for instance, you don't need a very expensive developer kit. Every console is actually a developer kit. So if you look at what's happened, the innovation that's happened on tablets and on smartphones is because there are one or two developers who in their own homes can write and build a game that can be widely successful. And we are bringing the same model and the same way of developing to game consoles, which has never been done before.
Hackable is kind of a debated term, but what we really mean by it is that the kind of people who sort of mod out consoles, like the original Xbox people. So it's really about being open to people to come and contribute and build and hack. People will probably root this console and who knows, use it to, make toast or something.
Prior to our launch, we had listed Ouya on AngelList, which is a site for entrepreneurs to find not only funding, but also to find employees and other founders. And a reporter found our company's website on the site and reported that, hey, there's this thing called Ouya and it's an open game console and don't know anything about it, but the people look legit, so this could be something real.
I didn't do it. I don't know who did that, but before we were about to launch, someone from The Verge found that on AngelList and wrote a story about it. So at first we were kind of panicking, like, oh man, what are we gonna do? But we kind of just let it ride out. We didn't say anything until we had planned to, and so we sort of had a bit of a buzz going around. People were just scouring the internet. What's this $99 console that Eve's doing?
On one hand, it was disappointing because we wanted people to learn about our project through Kickstarter. But what was exciting about it was the comments and people telling us very early on, if this is real, I'm in. If this is real, I buy into this. We took Ouya to the people as early as we could through a crowdfunding site called Kickstarter. And in Kickstarter, what you're able to do is tell people what you want to build and why. And if they believe in what you're doing, they effectively donate money for rewards. We tried to raise $950,000, and over the span of our campaign, which was 29 days, we received funds from over 63,000 backers and raised $8.6 million from people who said, we want you to build this.
I would go back and just to the point where we were wondering, is this going to work? I came home from work. I had a day job and I was sort of like on this computer and then on this computer. And I came home from work and I couldn't get away from my computer. I was just watching Kickstarter and watching people comment. And of course I was talking to all these people while it was happening too.
The Kickstarter ride was absolutely unbelievable. We were overwhelmed by the level of support we had. We reached $1 million in a little over 8 hours. We raised $2.5 million on the first day. It's to date, the fastest Kickstarter. I mean, we had no idea we would be so well received. We thought we had a good idea, but you really never know until you put it out there. But what's more exciting to us is that we are embraced by both gamers and developers, the two sides of the coin for us as far as our audience. And more so than the dollars raised, just the fact that over 63,000 people believed in us on a small site, arguably, of an ecosystem that's much, much larger. I mean, we think this is, just a sign of the demand that's out there for what Ouya has to offer. We had a lot of positive press during Kickstarter, and a couple days into it, we started to see a little bit of negative press to the extent of questions challenging whether or not we were legitimate.
Yeah, people were calling us vaporware before, I don't know, it seemed like we were a couple hours into it, and there's always critics, there's always going to be critics, haters gonna hate, and we would just, respond to the positive stuff, answer questions people had, but if someone was saying we were vaporware or a scam, we kind of ignored it because we're not going to change their minds. That's going to be an opinion they have. It's a prejudicial opinion they have, and it's not going to be changed by anything we say.
And the reality was we were just racing to get to market. We felt like we had a great idea, that timing was important. So we didn't have time to build a website. We didn't have time to have an address. And so people thought, sort of the lack of a physical location, or the fact that it was priced so low. Like, how could you possibly build a game console that is great for $99? It just can't possibly be real. And so there were questions about our validity and whether or not this was a scam. And very quickly throughout the process, it was very easy for us and our supporters to prove that these are commodity components. We're not building a custom chipset. We're taking things off the shelf, combining it in a unique way, and creating Ouya. Because Kickstarter was long, we were able to educate people that we were still a company that was in development, and where we started and where we finished was markedly different. Our team had grown, our content offering had grown, we were able to show additional shots of our industrial design, we were able to announce additional partnerships like our partnership with NVIDIA for our chip that we're using. So we were able to show people that we were a real company, and Kickstarter wasn't just about marketing and raising money, we were also running a business at the exact same time. The future's bright for Ouya. We are cranking to deliver our backer units in March. I expect to be in full-blown retail by the end of the year, and any gamer that wants Ouya will have one by then. We will have amazing, unique, creative content not available anywhere else on Ouya. I mean, it will be the device that will bring you the most fun games that you will play in 2013.
And there will be, again, a lot more evolutions along the way. So it's kind of hard to predict where we'll be from a year from now. But we've done amazing things in 1 year, and we'll do more amazing things in the next year.
Like, someone's mom just says to their kids when their kids are playing too much of it, like, turn off that Ouya, like the mom knows what it is.